Hey everyone, bloodmako here, and this is my Shinryu video for the latest intersecting wheel that just dropped. Basically, it's Vayne's intersecting wheel. Step severe. So, well, let's begin. So, without much, honestly, the mechanics for this fight and the Lufinia Plus fight is very similar, or rather, the Lufinia fight is very similar. Ardyn will always do his aura darkness right at the beginning, and I believe his first time move is his EX move, Rising Phantom Plus. You know, it actually clears all his debuffs, I believe. Removes own debuffs, recover from break, cancel all enemies break, and it's a group brave plus HP, so it could potentially kill your team members if you're not careful. And for Golbez, he doesn't have a first time move, but he just gains an additional buff where he cannot die. Simple as that. So for Ardyn, he is basically the same. Yes, and during first time he cannot die as well. So basically, if they go into first time, you just have to wait until their first time ends, or you can cancel it out. And honestly, these bosses, their mechanics are pretty straightforward. Ardyn does most of the HP attacks. Golbez will increase his brave by quite a bit, but most of the time he does normal brave attacks. When they hit their respective thresholds, I think for Ardyn's one it was a HP dump. I'm not sure. I can't remember. For the Lufinia version, it was a HP dump, but I believe this one was just a step boost. I can't remember, but just be prepared for a HP dump is what I would recommend. I also brought Lena's call, and I did apply it to Machina. Yeah, I believe I did apply it to Machina, and I think it did come into play later on, because when Golbez dropped below a certain threshold, he actually does a blinding freeze or blinding cold, I can't remember, and it actually applies paralyzes on whoever he's targeting. So if you don't have Wind Rate Ward or any form of debuff evasion, then that particular person is just stunned for the rest of the fight. Sorry, not for the rest of the fight, for that one turn. But you see later on that me putting Wind Rate Ward up is actually very essential for this fight, because it actually allows Machina to counter, because lucky for me, Golbez actually targeted him twice. Honestly, not that it would have mattered so much, it would just make it a little bit harder to kill him. But yeah, you know, if he had targeted, for example, I brought in Cam, then Machina would have just done his counter. You know, his singular counter, and you know, Golbez would just have more health, because Kane will still be doing the counters no matter what. You know, the lens seed that he does every turn. So yeah, it would have just been a little bit harder to kill him, but not, you know, not impossible. So Lunar Freya is here honestly just to recharge the, to you know, increase the force time, the force gauge, and honestly there really isn't anything else much for her to do. So here we go, applying the Wind Rate Ward. I believe it managed to stay up throughout the entire fight, or at least to the point where it actually mattered. Because I honestly cannot remember whether Machina's Wind Rate Ward was up the whole time. And honestly, that's about it for the fight. If you cross the thresholds of the bosses and they survive in the burst or summon sequence, then they'll do all the thresholds together. So you see later on that Golbez actually does 2 of his threshold moves at the same time, like immediately. So Machina got to counter a total of 4 times. So yes, it actually kind of helped me phase this FR gauge this fight. I also did the FR a little bit early. I believe I did it and then the enemy took turns. But with Cam being in the party, then it isn't really much of a danger because they don't get to act. So yeah, these bosses, they are not immune to Cam's unique debuff, you know, the stun one. And you can also launch them, which makes things a lot easier. You know, you'll be able to do way more damage, you know, while you're able to launch them as compared to when you're not able to. So yeah, So this is the point of the fight where I'm, you know, almost set up for Cam to come in. Just apply the Ice Enchant to everyone and then go into Kane's burst. Makina's already in his burst, so I will swap out Luna Freya for Cam, and then we will just go crazy on them. And I think that's about it for the entire fight. I actually got Yuri's burst on the free multi, and I got Vayne's FR, or rather, my friend Eugene actually helped me pull for Vayne's FR on the free multi as well. So yeah. I don't think I'll max out Vayne. I'm not really interested in his character or his kit per se. I'm more looking forward to Core, who should be the next banner, I believe. So yeah, guys. I know it's a very short commentary, but I think I'm about halfway through the video already. This fight is not long at all. Is it difficult? You know, nor is it difficult, but you just have to be more or less careful, not to just straight up die from. From some of the boss instant mechanics. Well, I think it's kind of hard to die from the beginning blow unless you're that lower level. And I believe we will see the threshold move for Ardyn pretty soon. If I remember correctly, that was the HP attack. And Golbez, he's quite passive. He most of the time does brave attacks. Oh, honestly, I cannot remember if the threshold move got stopped by the stun. It could be what happened for this fight, which is why I don't remember seeing it at all. So here we go. Honestly, if my burst phase with Makina was better, I probably could have took both of them down at the same time. You know, if I had spread the damage out a little bit more evenly. But you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, no regrets. By the time I believe the boss, by the time Makina's burst phase was done, the boss had. Was it 15% health? Like Golbez only had 15% health, so it wasn't that bad for me, you know. I believe we'll be able to see the threshold move for Ardyn really soon, because I should be I should be using the FR gauge, yes, with Cam right here, and then you know, let's just take a look at what Ardyn does. I honestly cannot remember. So 80%. 79, there we go. So that what is his threshold move? Yep, I remember correctly. He did not attack, it was just a stat gain. So there we go. Cannot act. Yes, yeah, it was just a stat gain. You have to be careful because Ardyn loves to spam HP. I mean, this is based on the Lufinia Ardyn, but he loves to spam HP attacks, and he can grant himself some form of brave regen, as you guys just saw. But if you have a tank, then most of the time the tank won't die. Or if you have sufficient mitigation, then it shouldn't be a problem for you guys. So yeah, guys, I'm going to go into the burst really soon with Makina. I'll just apply the Seed Rain launch, and I believe that'll be it. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
決めるぞ。みんな力を貸してくれ。負けられないんだ。結構やるね。
参れ黒竜。参れ黒竜。